Hi, whoever's watching this. Welcome to welcome to my YouTube channel. Why did I decide to make a channel, you ask? Because I'm bored and I have nothing else to do, so why not? And I also want to get into film one day, and this is an interesting step towards that. I'm going to film this video over a dozen times and it's not gone well, so we're just gonna power through. So I don't really know what I want this channel to be yet. I wanted to do vlogs like every day, but then my life's not interesting enough to come up with a new vlog every day. I wanted to do story times, but I don't have enough stories to do, so I'm just gonna do both and then I'll get something. I'm sorry if my background is not aesthetically pleasing. I don't have an interesting room. If this video does well or gets like 10 views, I guess I'll work on that, but if it doesn't, then it will stay the same. Okay, so no one likes a long intro, so let's just get into the video. Edit. I decided not to vlog because I really had nothing interesting to film. I knew that was gonna happen, but I tried anyway, but it failed. So I'm just gonna tell you guys about one of the worst experiences I had working in retail ever. And I've worked in retail for like nearly 5 years now, so I've had a lot of bad experiences, and this was like number 3. It's up there. I'm not looking directly at you into the camera or whatever. It's because I'm painting my nails. Okay, so this story takes place like 2 years ago. I want to say 2 years ago, and I was working at a retail store. I don't even know if I'm like allowed to say this online, but who's gonna be watching anyway? So I was working at, and I was like on the customer service desk. Customer service, you deal with like returns and exchanges and all that good stuff. On the customer service desk, there are usually like 2-3 people working. On this particular day, there was only 2 people working, like me and my colleague. And on a Saturday, I think it was Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, it's really busy. It's really busy because obviously when you're returning stuff, you want to do it early in the morning so you can get it out of the way, and that like you can go on with the rest of your day. So that is why it's like busy in the afternoons and mornings. This is just an average Saturday. Like, I was serving people, my colleague was serving people, and because it's early in the morning, there's quite a long queue. So one of our policies at this retail store, and with a lot of retail stores, is you can't return underwear. You can't return items after like 28 days, a month basically, but underwear is one of the items where like you cannot return underwear like at all. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. I mean, you can't return it for like hygiene reasons, obviously, because when people return stuff, we usually just put it back out if there's nothing wrong with it. And obviously with underwear, you can't just like put it back out if someone's tried it on or like used it. The only way we ever return underwear is if all the tags are on it, it's completely intact, you literally just bought it and you want to bring it straight back. That is the only way we'll do it. So I think there's like 10 people in the queue. So then the queue's going down, like this lady comes up to me and it's like, she's got a massive bag, and I think, oh, this is gonna be like a massive return, better get ready. Like, she comes over with this bag and she's like, I know you don't usually do this, but I really need to return some underwear and I literally just bought it, so can you please like check if I'm like allowed to return it? I'll check, but you know. So I'm just talking to her because you talk to the customers. We're just like talking about the weather. I think it was like really cold or really hot at that time of year. We was talking about like random stuff like that. I think this lady came with like her husband and her kid as well. I say that because like when I unveil what the story's about, it's just like adding to how mortifying it was for like me and this lady. There were like so many people around to witness what happened. I actually feel really bad for her till this day. I felt more sorry for myself. I also felt really bad for her. I've done the bra, I've looked at it. I'm about to call my manager over to like see if her whole transaction's okay to return. I reached in the bag again. She was like, I need to return some underwear. So I don't know why, but I just was like, oh, that's probably a set. Like she probably needs to return like bra and knickers. I don't know if you can already see where this is going, but reach in the bag without looking because I'm talking to this lady and we're just talking about like the weather. It's like, oh, how's your day been? Has it been busy? And I'm like, yeah, it's been busy, like blah blah, as I'm reaching in this bag. And I get to like an item of clothing, like pick it up and I feel it to pick it up and it is wet.
Hello darkness, my old friend.
At this point she's like talking to her husband or her like son or something, but I just froze. There could be a number of things that this was, and there are only like 3 things that I didn't want it to be. I kind of freeze. I'm like looking at her. I'm like pulling the item out of the bag. I look at the item and this is still emotional to talk about. I pull out the underwear, the knickers that are in the bag, and they are just covered in lady juices is the best way I can like say that. Like a panic, and I like hold them in my hand like frozen. She sees me, she sees the look on my face, she sees what I have in my hand, and she's like, oh my god, those weren't meant to be in there, like oh my god, oh my god. And before she even realized like, what I was holding, I don't think anyone else really noticed what was going on. Like everyone's doing their own thing, like, but as soon as she starts screaming and shouting like oh my god, they weren't meant to be in there, everyone just like focuses their attention on me and her and the situation. Everyone kind of sees what she like grabs off of me, and people are just like staring at me and staring at her, and I'm staring at her, and it's just like really one of the most uncomfortable situations I've ever been in. One of the rules, like when you're serving people, you can't go off the floor when you're serving people, especially when there's like a massive queue. It's like kind of unprofessional just to stop your transaction and like run away. But I've never wanted to bolt out of a situation. I've never wanted to wash my hands like so badly as I did in that moment. I do as a good employee does, and I finished the transaction with my right hand. She's still trying to talk to me about the weather. I'm just like, yeah, the weather's like, it's really hot outside, it's great. No, I am not okay. Like the transaction's finished, she goes away, head down, like it's just mortifying for her. And I look at my colleague and she is like, go, just go. I run upstairs, wash my hands like a million times. I've never sanitized my hands so much than I did that afternoon. Even then, like I don't know if you've ever felt this, but when you touch something dirty and your hands just don't feel clean, no matter how many times you wash them, like you just feel like you can never get that like dirt or like grossness off you. That's how I felt, and I was like, I want to go home. Came downstairs and I was like to my supervisor or manager at the time, can I please be put on another department today, because I don't want to like deal with any customers directly today. Like, yeah, like of course, like it's fine. And like by the end of the day, like everyone in that store like knew what I'd been through, like knew what had happened, and was like coming up to me being like, oh my god, we heard, like haha, so funny. I'm just there like it wasn't funny. Obviously I can laugh about it now because it's happened like a year or 2 years ago, but at the time I was like, this was just horrible. Yeah, that is my story time about one of the worst experiences I've ever had in retail. Thank you to whoever wasted their time watching this video. I'll do more if you want more.
Yeah. Bitch, I'm a cow. Bitch, I'm a cow.